Welcome back to the Viaka Podcast, the show where we sit down with founders, investors, and builders with ties to the MENA region. To give you a better idea of Viaka, so we're a global platform that scouts, invests, and supports exceptional MENA connected and diaspora founders. At the core of Viaka is its angel network, investing in 10 to 12 companies per year with tickets ranging between $20,000 to $200,000. Through its city chapters in New York City, San Francisco, Boston, Washington, D.C., Toronto, and London, and convenings like the MENA Rising, which is our flagship event, Viaka brings together founders, investors, and operators to catalyze investments, partnerships, and long-term collaboration. Registration today for the MENA Rising in New York City is open on our website. Before we get into today's episode, if you haven't listened to our last one, we sat down with Lina Ismail. She's the founder of Prospera, who is building an AI system that helps financial advisors. So if you're in that space, go check that one out. But today we sit down with Ahmed, co-founder and CEO of GoAudience. We talk about a number of things, including but not limited to Egypt, shrimp, hardware flooring, e-commerce, and building a data company that's serving over 60 brands in New York City. Ahmed, welcome to the podcast.
Carlos, nice to meet you. That's a good intro. Good
Yes.
teaser.
Yeah, it's a good teaser, exactly, because it's very cool, your story. Before we get into all of that, so the shrimp, the flooring, New York, I want to go back to the beginning. Did you always really know you were entrepreneur? How did things start?
No, like actually, like I didn't know anything. I just my parents, they started a steel business, so they were like entrepreneurs. So this is like I grew up watching them, and they study engineering, and them saying they let me study engineering because to work in this like steel thing. But yeah, like life turned out to be like having another plans. So yeah, here
Of
I am.
course. And how
Yeah.
did things start with entrepreneurship? I mean, you studied engineering, but then how did things, what was your first business? When was it? When did you start?
Yeah, actually, this is the shrimp story. So, like, I was studying,
There's the
I was
shrimp.
studying, yeah, I was
Tick.
studying, I was studying material science engineering in Egypt,
Okay.
which is like machines, materials, everything. But then, like, I sit with my like parents, and they're like talking about like the friend who made like a very successful business selling food, and oh, this is like amazing. Like, I also want to make like something successful and some money. So I thought about it. I would try something, and then what is? I have no idea why I would try. Why I would do like this? All things like just like came by that. And then what is the most expensive food that I know? Because this means like the most amount of money, biggest amount of money. So
Did you just
yeah,
did you just think the most expensive food would have the biggest margins?
yeah. This was the whole idea. This was the
Okay,
whole
did it
thing.
turn out right?
No, yeah, actually, like it was shrimps. After that, I understood
Okay.
there is more expensive food in life than shrimps. It's not like the most expensive thing. But at that time, I was so
Okay.
naive that okay, like this is a thing. And I started like writing to people on internet, like yeah, I want to sell your product in Egypt and all of this. And surprisingly, factories and suppliers in Vietnam, in Asia, and this, they started sending me ice boxes by mail with shrimps in it. And okay, this is like interesting. So this is
Your
how it
house?
started.
So your parents were seeing boxes of shrimp, frozen shrimp show up to your house.
Actually, yes. And then I keep asking them, like, can you call this friend of yours who have a restaurant? Can you call this person who have a restaurant? Can you call this? And I go there and meet the chef and like tell them, like, can you taste the shrimp? And like tell me like how good it is and all of that. So this is literally how it started. And started taking this ice box, going to different restaurants and checking like what is the feedback, what is like all this. And very naive like at this time because like everyone sees 17 years old or like 18 years old guy that is coming like and not the usual shrimp seller. So like everyone
Mhm.
says, yeah, this is like really good, and you're coming from a friend, so everyone tells you like it's good, of course, it's amazing, yeah,
It's
it's like the
amazing.
best.
It's
It's
amazing.
like
It's the best.
yeah, just bring it and we'll take everything you have. I'll buy all the quantity you
Yeah.
have. So yeah,
Blind
this was the
support.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which turned out not
Okay.
to be true
All
at
right.
all.
No, no.
No.
So how did things, things started, you were pretty
Yeah.
excited. How did things evolve over time?
Yeah, I think this actually was like my learning most thing that I learned from ever in my life. So like I
Mm,
convinced my parents somehow that they invest with me and they give me some money, and I got
mhm,
2 containers of shrimps. This is like around like
mhm.
40 tons of like no
Wow.
like
For your starting,
yeah,
this was your
something like
starting
this.
capital?
Yeah, this is like a huge
Yeah.
amount of shrimps. Like just like the like 2 containers is like really a huge
Mhm,
amount of shrimps. And I got it, and there was you rent like big spaces, rent a space in a big storage, big third party warehouses that are like for this kind of things. And the guy was like the manager of the space. He was telling me, I'll never forget this in my life. Like I'm like an 18 years old guy who's very excited about like starting a business and this, and then the guy who's I'm renting from him tell me, "Yeah, congratulations, but you will eat all these things because no one will buy it from you." And I was
wow.
like, "Man,
What?
like
Why?
say something nice, like why?" He says like, "I don't
Yeah.
mean
I thought
anything bad, but no one will buy it from you." It's
I
like
thought he was gonna ask you like, "Hey, where's your boss? Where's your boss? Is he here to sign? I'm the boss."
actually, this one, he told me that no one will buy it from you. You will see, and he was right. Actually, like for the first like 2 months, no one almost bought anything. Like nothing, nothing. Like I have tons of shrimps that I have been like eating me and my family
Frozen shrimp.
for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No one else is buying it because every time I go, the market, of course, have like its own economics. There is like the importers, and
Exactly.
there's the traders, the
Mhm.
wholesalers. Like it doesn't
So,
work like
so were
this.
you
Yeah.
were you a wholesaler? Were you like a distributor of shrimp? That was your business model essentially?
I was so naive that I was going to be like an importer and bring it all the way to the end user, which is the restaurant. So this was my plan. and
Mhm.
uh, and then like actually 2 months passed, no one is buying from the traders because for them like okay, let it like go like bad, and then the expiry will come, and then okay, he learned the lesson and never
That you
come
would
back
drop your
again.
prices.
No, and
Maybe
never
you'll
come back
drop your
again.
prices.
That's
No?
it. Like no,
Oh,
throw it and get out of the market, and that's it. So this is the idea. So I kept like going like crazy, going like all the restaurants asking them to buy, and then I started getting calls at night, like a restaurant that is, okay, can you give me like now 6 boxes? Can you give me now 10 boxes? Can you give me like this now? But at night. So for me, like guys, the thing closes at 2. I cannot give you anything. So tomorrow. And then tomorrow I called them, they say, no, our car already got from there. So I
mm,
understood at this point, this was happening like a lot. So I understood that there is a gap. Like, okay, there's smaller quantities that are always needed after 2 p.m. because all the third party warehouses close at 2 p.m. So I actually rented a very, very small space, like a very small space. And they bought used ice cream fridges. And I filled the place with it. And then I went to this third party warehouse, took some quantities, put it there. And I went to every single restaurant around me that I knew. I told them anything that you need after 2 p.m., all the time until 8 in the morning, anytime, just like call me and you will get it. And then calls started to come. In 2 months, I sold the full 2 containers. And then
wow.
those I had more than in the first year, I had more than 45 or like 50 restaurants and chains working only with me because for them, like, oh, why would I go stand in the queue, go there? This guy will give me everything here and I get only what I want to order.
But were you the only person that was doing that? Like, why was it you? Were you
Yeah,
the only one that
yeah,
didn't?
didn't come. So then after that, I found like, okay, quantities are getting more. So I took from my
Disruption.
family, yeah, I took from my family some steel and I made the whole shop as a fridge. So it can take like half a ton
Okay.
of storage. Like you literally enter a shop and it's a fridge. Like you put a code and you go inside, it's a freezer. Then, and yeah, it started working really well actually after 3 years, which is like my last year of engineering. We started
Mhm.
selling to almost like all the chains and the hypermarkets, Carrefour, like it started to become like bigger. And then the last year, one of the people in this industry came and said, like, do you want to sell this business? At this time, I started already getting interested in another business. So I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And then this was my first like time to sell a business, and I was like, wow, that was good. That feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when was your? I mean, it was your first exit. When was your first exit? What year?
Yeah, it was
How old were you?
2009. 2009, I
Oh,
was
how old?
21.
So 21,
Yeah.
your first exit.
Yeah. So this was the first time I sold it. Like that's it. And
Amazing.
well, it was like really cool actually. Like I was
Yeah,
like
no, I'm
very
sure
happy with
lots
the
of
outcome.
lessons learned. The things that you learned from your first business, you roll them up into your second business. You learn more things, and you roll them up from one business to another. And
So this is the
What were
shrimp.
you getting
This is the
into?
shrimp story. So
Yeah, this is the
we,
shrimp story.
yeah.
What came next? What were you dabbling with at the time?
Yeah. After that, I was so during this time I was like going to an office with my parents, and they work in steel. So like a steel company, like from I don't remember from Korea or Thailand, something like this. They had a flooring brand, and they wanted it to be introduced to the Egyptian market. And I was sitting like bored, so like okay, what to do? Okay, let me just like see what is this. And then I started like going around in the market and testing it. And actually, I found it's a very interesting market. Like we meet with designers, we go to those like nice events. Same naive thinking of like the shrimps. Like
Yeah,
I always
of course.
visualize the good parts of the job,
It's
and I
easy.
forget everything else. Like,
It's easy. Yeah, we meet with designers. We convince them to buy our products. Of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
those nice events that you see people like dress nice, and they go to those like nice like conferences and those things. So this was really like
Yeah.
yeah.
Why isn't everybody doing this? I don't understand.
Exactly. Not everyone selling chips. So I got this, and then I started to get deeper into the market. But then I found that the product is not that competitive. So I decided to stay in this market, but with another product. So then I went to Germany. I got another product from Germany. And at the beginning, they didn't want to sell to me. They tell me, like, we have no market in Egypt. We have no thing. We have no market
Mhm.
share. I told them, okay, since you don't have any market share, you have nothing to lose. Just like I give you the money, you give me the product, and that's it. Like, you have nothing to lose. They said, you know what? Okay. So that, again, the same like 21 years old guy who's like annoying us. So let go.
So you said
In
you pitched them that you would buy in bulk a quantity, and then you had to deal with distribution. So you were like,
Yeah,
just give me this, and I will sell it. Okay,
yeah.
fine.
This was 2010. So
Mhm.
I went 2010. I got the first quantities. Went. There's a big conference for design. So I'm visualizing about
Mhm.
my vision for
Mhm.
this. Okay, like let's go to the conference. We went to the conference. People like it very much. Everything. October 2010. January 2011. Revolution in Egypt. Everything closes in Egypt.
Nobody's buying hardwood floor.
And it's going out of the home. No one is doing anything. And I have again quantities sitting with me in my warehouse. And then I was like, okay, what to do
I
now?
can like just to cut you off. I can see why now you're in data because you don't want to touch anything.
Like,
I need to sell something I can't touch.
I don't want physical stuff. I don't want physical stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was 2011. So January passed, February passed, and still things are getting like harder. By April, I started seeing like, okay, all the market, the other people in the flooring market are getting lowering their spending. Like no one is like spending, no one going to conferences, no one doing anything. And I'm pretty new, and they just had an exit. So I said, okay, I will make a bet of my life, and I will invest all in into marketing. So if the market came back again into a good position, I will already be ahead, and I will be the only one who has been like doing marketing and branding and top of mind. If the market didn't come back, I lose everything. So this was actually the bet. And I started investing like crazy. Like people would say, like, what are you doing? Like even my parents, like, are you crazy? Like you're losing money, like it's always in red, like nothing is happening.
Yeah.
But
So
by
your bet was
2013,
just to stay top of mind until something good happens, and then everyone's gonna know my name and they're gonna buy from me.
yeah, to spend everywhere. Like every conference will be the biggest and the best thing. All the social media. I'm the only one who's spending,
Okay.
like the only one who's doing marketing. Everyone else is cutting. I'm the only one who's renting new spaces and opening new branches. Like this is like against
Okay.
against against the thing. And this was 2011. By 2014, we had 40% of the market share in Egypt. We had
So in 3
40% of
years, you had 40%.
from 0 to 40% of the whole market share. We're the biggest, most number of
In
this,
3
top
years.
of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was because
All
of
the
your crazy
designers,
bet.
engineers, everyone
Yeah.
knows us. Almost the only one who has a brand in the market. Everyone else is like just a
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah.
Working with like all the big developers. And then this German company who didn't want to sell us before, they came and said, okay, whatever you did in Egypt, we want to do this in the whole Middle East. So we'll give you the whole Middle East exclusivity, and then you can do the whole Middle East, same as what they did in Egypt. So this was the bet. So like I noticed that every time there is someone or something that happens that is like, okay, you cannot do this, and then I start to take it as like a challenge. Okay, I will do it. It doesn't work all the time. There's 2 times it didn't work, but like still, I this is like my kind of mentality.
Okay. Wow. And they wanted you to do something similar for all of MENA?
Yeah, and I told them like, guys, I have never been to GCC in my life. I don't even know what is this. I
Okay.
know it's like just like hot and this, but I don't
Okay.
know anything else. And then they said, okay, try
Yeah.
it and see. So then
So what happens to your brand? I mean, did you wanted to like you had to put it on hold because you were now they wanted you to sell their brand, their product, right?
no, I was selling their product, but building a brand
Ah,
using their brand because they are a very good brand. So like I'm using their
okay.
brand and made it like, but I have it as an exclusive and then made it like the
Okay.
top brand in the market.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're selling essentially, yeah, you're selling their brand
yeah,
through your
company.
distribution, your
Yeah,
marketing. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
And how did that go? And so that you were supposed to sell in like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and
That's how
the
I
focus
went to
was
the
online?
UAE. That's how I went. No, physical stores and projects and uh, company of like 200 people, and it still exists until now. The company is still running. It has like more than 200 people running it,
What's the
and
company called?
it's called Kira, Kira. It's my family name, so
Okay.
that's why it's like named yeah, from the
Okay.
family name. So this is actually how it started. That's how I went to the UAE. How I went to Dubai and then turned out to live there 7 years, and this is
Okay.
actually how it went.
And you were there for 7 years, selling your brand and the German
Yeah,
brand.
selling this one, the German brand, and then I made my own brand next to it and selling them both together. And then I made the bet of the e-commerce on the side. So like it started me and my sister the marketplace for e-commerce because we have been like also like getting the flooring into the online. So then we thought like, okay, there is a very big
Of
opportunity
course.
here. This is how it transitioned. So then
Hmm.
we made this marketplace, and then this marketplace started working until again Apple made the iOS 14.5 privacy challenges,
Mm. The
and
privacy thing.
then
Yeah.
we saw like the ads like went down, the
Mm.
performance across the industry. And then we came up
Hmm.
with the idea of like, okay, there needs to be a better way of targeting the ads. There must be a better way of doing this. And then when I found, okay, there's the credit card data and there's this way that we can do it, then I got like all in again, like the obsession came in and then started and started building the company, turning this marketplace into this data company. And this is like how the
Hmm.
journey of GoAudience started. So this is
So,
what led
so
into this.
GoAudience started from when you were doing e-commerce for like in the UAE.
Yeah, this is where I
Okay.
found the challenge. But then after that, I found that the e-commerce market in the MENA is still very early. And there's not enough data that you can get like credit card data and like information so that I can help do this solution. But there is another
Mhm.
market that is very interesting and it's huge and and the data is available there and the regulations allow it, which is the US. So at this
Mhm.
time, didn't know a single person, but then packed everything and said, okay, I'm going to the US. And then like I flew here. This is the how it
Amazing. I
works.
mean, so like always all in. We're gonna do this all
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Until it
And
works.
you mentioned until it works. And you mentioned you your company, it was with your sister. Um, this came out of she was there, or her specialty, or you've done work together in the past. Because I mean, just because your siblings doesn't really mean you make good
Yeah. No,
work
no,
partners.
no, doesn't mean that. No. Although it's starting to be a trend after that, like you have you
Yeah,
have Anthropic, Stripe, all those are siblings,
yeah,
but like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
But
exactly.
no, she used to work at corporate before that, SAP and Dell and this kind of
Mm,
companies. And then she started to see like the marketplace idea that I was working on. So she joined as the marketplace idea. She said like, okay, I'm leaving corporate and I will join to work with you in the marketplace. I will be responsible for operations, which is what she used to do there. And
mhm.
I'm responsible for the other things. So we started working on the e-commerce, and in a couple of months, we had more than 500 sellers and people buying and selling. But our idea was not to build something actually competitive to Amazon. We just had a cashback idea, and we thought that
Mhm.
okay, let's do it on a marketplace. But the amount of operations was a lot. Like this is not what we wanted, and
So
the ad
explain
stopped
just
working.
so explain to me, what was the marketplace idea that you were going into?
Yeah.
So
The
what is it?
marketplace idea was so we had an idea is that like okay what if we can since selling the clothing and say like hey, what is the motivation of someone to come and buy from this specific vendor or that specific vendor. There must be something like a cashback or a rewards or something like this. So we came back with a very rewarding like cashback idea is that instead of you get your own cashback on what you purchase, there will be like a pool and you get cashback from other people purchases. There is concepts like this in Asia called
Mm,
Shopback and things like this, very successful.
mhm.
So we thought, okay, this can be like nice in the Middle East. And this is how we started like working on it. So we just wanted the cashback model to work. We didn't care about the marketplace, but we found that 500 sellers joined. They give us their stuff. Our house turned into a warehouse, and we get like delivery
Oh,
guys. We do
you were also stocking? Like you were taking in inventory?
those 500 people. They're selling us their stuff and sending us like, "Hey, take this stuff and sell it. And when you sell it, pay me." I was like, "What is this trust, guys? Like, I don't even
Yeah,
know
but
you."
no, but this is no, but like the low asset or like light asset model is you don't own it. It stays at your
Yeah,
shop.
yeah.
Once it's sold, you go deliver it. Did you move to that eventually?
I don't own it also, so I don't pay people for the stuff. They just like give it to us because they don't want to still store it in their place, unless they give it to us. But we don't pay them, so it is on us. We
Okay.
have it as like as on hold or something like this, but they own it, not us.
Mm,
So
it's like in the consignment. So it's on
yeah,
consignment. So when
exactly,
somebody holds a watch for somebody, but they sell it and then they get a cut from it. So it's on consignment.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So it
Okay.
started working. The sellers are happy. They're sending more stuff, but then ads crash, and then we spend money on ads.
Mhm.
We're not getting anything. Spend money on ads, not getting anything. So that's when we thought like, okay, there must be a better way for ads to work. And then this is way better than the marketplace idea because it's a huge problem in the e-commerce world and it's not going anywhere. And then started like getting deeper and deeper and deeper into it. And also it was like COVID time, so I had a lot of time to like think and get deeper, like nothing to do in COVID time. So this is how GoAudience was born actually from this like challenge. And then okay, if US is the place to be to build this, then US it is. Let's go.
So, I mean, were you married at the time? What's the idea behind? I'm always fascinated by the idea of like, hey, we're gonna relocate, or we're gonna put everything into this. And if you don't have a partner, that's easy. If you have a partner, how is that conversation like?
Yeah, I was married. My wife was pregnant, but she was like, "Okay, also let's go." And then we went, and then we had like the first child, and then she was like, also like for her, like, yeah, she's convinced with the idea, and like, okay, let's go, let's do it. So we came. She's like, this is the kind of support that you need when you're like that
Of
delusional.
course,
Like you need someone also
of
who's
course.
like who can think in the same delusional
Who
way. That yeah,
exactly? It's like, here's the world that I live in. You need to live in this world with me. Okay,
this
all
is
right.
true. So
Yeah,
this is
exactly.
so we took we came to the US, it was the shock of my life also, to be very honest, because I never been to San Francisco before. My idea is that we're building a startup, of course, watching all the movies and everything, and like, okay, like we're going to San Francisco,
consuming
and
everything. You're going to be the next
again,
Zuckerberg.
this is my mentality again. Those nice things, the people sitting on their computers and the office with the windows. Like this doesn't work. My office here doesn't have even a single window, like nothing. So like, doesn't work like this at all. But the shock of my life was I was going to San Francisco, and remember it was like 7 years in Dubai, so I got like very like specific kind of lifestyle and like environment in Dubai, like it's one of the best in the world. And I was going to San Francisco, and I thought, okay, this is where Apple, Google, Microsoft, all these companies are there. Flying cars would be in the airport, and this.
Of course.
I got the shock of my life when I went there.
Yeah.
It was, first of all, just after COVID, everything is closed. Everything is closed, and the streets are not in the best conditions. People are having like issues. So I was like, okay, maybe I came to the wrong place. I will go like somewhere else.
Is this San Francisco? This is like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
we're in San Francisco.
Check the map.
Check
So-
Google. Is this? So you were
You know
used to
what?
like Dubai boats,
Yeah,
yachts.
like-
and you're in San
No,
Francisco.
not even that. There is not even a paper in the street. Like you leave your phone,
Yes,
you
of
come
course.
back, you find it, like
Yes.
all those kind of things. There, I'm afraid I will not find my wife or my son. Like, not the phone. Like, so I said, okay, something is wrong here. I will go to New York. So I went to New York, and everything was closed. So everything was closed because of COVID. So I asked some people,
Before that, you were in San Francisco. There was something you were doing in San Francisco. Were there investors, ideas, accelerators? What was the idea behind San Francisco?
My idea is that startups are in San Francisco. I'm building a startup, so I'll go there.
Okay.
That was the whole idea.
Okay.
I don't know a single person. I don't know anyone. Nothing. I'm just like going there. That's it.
Okay.
And then I said, okay, what is number 2? Is New York. I'll go there. I went there, but there's no people. Everything is closed. So I asked a couple of people, where's everyone? Search online, and they see everyone is in Miami. I went to Miami, and then there was no COVID there. Like there's no COVID. It's like in Egypt. Like also there was no COVID in Egypt. Like it didn't happen. Like there was no COVID there. And
That's funny.
yeah, everything is open. People, events, and anyone you ask. If you ask 3 people, where are you from? There's a chance one will be from San Francisco, one will be from New York, and one will be from Miami. From every 3 people. So I thought, okay, this is like really good. So this was 2022, and I stayed there a year, and it was amazing. Honestly, like I met like a lot of people. I started building a network. This was my whole idea: build a network, understand how the market works, how the things work here, and then got an amazing opportunity to join Techstars in New York. So we participated in New York in Techstars. And this is where I saw like New York, and then I understood, okay, this is wow. Okay, people are serious here. People are serious here. Like Miami is fun and cool, but the people here are serious. This is the kind of vibe that I like. Like people work anytime of the day, and very competitive, and everyone is like, so okay, this is really where I find myself. So
this is where you want to plant some roots. Yeah. Did you ever go back to San Francisco after you were in New York to compare how things are?
Yeah, we actually got. I went once because we got selected by TechCrunch as in this. They have something called TechCrunch Battlefield. So we got selected there, and they had a chance to speak there. So I went there. I saw things, of course, were more open than this, but then I was like, okay, I'm very thankful for the fact that I didn't live here. It's not my vibe. Like it's very much like focused on one domain, one specific thing. And New York is different.
What does that mean?
Like if you're not building in tech, there's nothing. In my opinion, there's no reason to be there. And yes, I'm building a tech solution, but for non-tech people. I'm building it for marketeer and e-commerce people. So those people that I want to be around are my customers, and they are not in San Francisco for sure.
Okay. So
So
they're brands and they're in New York. They're not in San Francisco.
yeah, they're in New
Yeah.
York, they're in Austin, they're in, but they're not in San Francisco, like for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
So that's how I
Nice.
decided. Okay, San Francisco is a really good place if you want to be like deep in building. You want to have like more like talent, like those things. But it's not where
100%.
I want to be. Like no, like
Okay.
so. Yeah. So then New York became home, and
Became your home, became your hub. Yeah,
yeah,
and the rest is history. So tell me a little bit about GoAudience. What is it? What do you do for somebody who doesn't know what you're building?
yeah. So GoAudience, the whole idea came from like the e-commerce world, where we already said the story. So we need to get back to it again. But like the idea was, okay, everything in e-commerce after like 2 years in this space, I figured out that it's gut feeling or guessing. It's a $1.2 trillion industry in the US alone, but every single decision is 50% either a guess or a best practice from, I did this before with other brands, so I will do it again with here. That's it.
So
But there is
you're
no,
talking about like the marketing, like so marketing and
yeah,
e-commerce
marketing.
brand. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to make a campaign today, you will most probably go
Mhm,
look at the dashboard, whether this dashboard is
mhm,
in Meta, in your email platform, in Shopify,
mhm,
whatever. The dashboard will tell you what happened. And based on that, you will guess what to do next. So, oh, this
mhm,
worked. So I will try this, this, this. This didn't work. So I will try this, this,
mhm,
this, that. And then you look at the result and then you optimize again and so on. So this is how they work today. The word changing after the AI layer in is that let's put an agent on every dashboard, and then the agent
mhm,
can do the same thing better. So, like
mhm,
instead of me going at the dashboard and asking what happened, I would just ask the agent what happened, and then the agent can tell me what happened, and then I go
mhm.
guess what to do next, or ask the agent, and the agent can guess what to do next. So this is the word how it is changing, which is a productivity change, but there is still something better. There's still something more that can be done. And this is what we are actually building, or what we built. So we built a marketing brain, another person who is not a person, like it's an it, like another like a
Your
brain,
CMO,
another,
the CMO.
another like it's an AI at the end, but like it's someone who's an addition to your team that you can talk to and you talk back. The first thing is an introduction. You introduce him or her to the product. You tell them like, okay, this is what we're building. It will tell you, yes, I can see your data. We want to sell this year 20 million. It will tell you this is not possible. You can maximum sell 10 because this is the data, this is the thing, this is where you can go. So then you
So
agree
give
or
me an
like,
idea.
no,
Give me an
this is
idea. So
actually
it
the
tells
thing.
you you can't. Yes. So you can't. You can't sell for 20 million. You can only sell for, let's say, 10 million. The reason for that is what could the AI be telling you?
Yeah. So first of all, it connects to every single tool you have, your store, your email platform, your reviews, your loyalty, your subscription, everything. So it understands everything about your brand, everything about your customers. And then it starts building a layer of personas for your customers. So it now knows exactly who your customers are. It knows every single product you have and who buys what and when. So it has a full understanding about every customer you have. So now when you come, let's say last year your sales were 5 million, the year before were 3. You're coming this year and say, I want to sell 20. It will tell you this is not possible. It's not like a ChatGPT that will be, yes, great idea. I believe we can do that.
Great
Let's find
idea.
1 million customers,
Here's
send to them, and we get
Yeah.
it.
Here's the plan. First, you're gonna sell 2 million, then 5, then 10, then 20.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah, that's it. No, it will tell you this is impossible. Like the most logical numbers that you can sell will be like this with this rate of growth because I have checked all your, unless there is something you want to tell me about that I don't know, like Kim Kardashian will post for you or something, then this can be something
Okay.
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 So once you understand the goal, that's it. It's one of your team. You go talk to it every day. You can call it, or it can call you. Hey, today this is what happened. You have 30 customers that supposed to do a second purchase and they didn't. Do you want me to send them an email because you don't have anything planned for them? You say yes. Okay, I'm typing the email and it will build it for you. It will say our discounts are hurting our plan of the 10 million by the end of the year. I see people who are buying full price historically are getting useless discounts. I want to cut these and I want to reward only the people that wouldn't buy with full price. Can I do this? Yes, and do it. So, do you know? I'll tell you where the idea came from, so don't think I'm very smart. Like, do you know? Like, do you watch like Marvel movies? You know, Iron Man.
Marvel movies? Yes,
Iron
of
Man.
course.
You know, Iron Man had a computer like Jarvis.
Yeah, Jarvis, of course.
Yeah, this was the inspiration of the product. Like, okay, like
Okay.
we need the Jarvis. I've always wanted a Jarvis in my life. I want a Jarvis who is way smarter, who doesn't sleep, doesn't forget, looks at every single thing that happens,
Yeah,
and knows what I like. Jarvis was cool not because it it speaks. It was cool because it knew what Tony Stark wants, and
of
it's
course.
doing
It
it
had
for him.
all the biomarkers of it knew, he was in bad health, he knew he was in good health, it knew bad mood, how can I help you? You should do this, you should do that. So
Yeah,
Jarvis of marketing, really.
yeah. But now the world is only dashboards. So you look at dashboard, it tells you what happened. It doesn't tell you what to do next.
Mhm.
So this Go audience is here to tell you this is what happened, this is why it happened, and this is what we need to do next to reach the goal that we both agreed on. And then it actually do the work for you. You only need to accept or edit, but it actually build the campaigns, build the emails, build the work for you.
Amazing. Are you a tech guy? Are you building this? Did you hire people? What's your involvement with the actual technology?
So now it became easy to build. So I literally built it. I literally built it.
Okay.
But of course, not a production level work. So I vibe coded it all to
Prototypes? Yeah.
a working prototype. And then we are 4 people. So 2 of the team are technical. So then they are the one who's like actually built the real product, not me. So I built the prototype version of it, but they actually built the full product.
So you're 4 people. Is your sister with you as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's taking care of operations, I
Operations
assume?
and everything. Once the customer lands onwards, this is like her job. Before the customer lands, it's my job. So like my job is like sales and the product
Yeah.
and all this. But once the customer
Yeah.
lands, it's her job to from closing to retention to upgrading to all those things.
Okay. Very cool. And you guys are 4 people today? Only 4 people?
Yeah, that's it.
That shows how how far you can go with technology. So you're what kind of brands are you helping out today? Give me an idea.
So we're focusing as a start on Shopify brands who are on Shopify. So this is like the main focus for $5 to $100 million in revenue, because this is like perfect size. They have enough data that we can act on. Eventually, we will go for smaller and for bigger, but like this is the perfect start, the perfect place to be at the beginning to prove and add value. Then we can start like going on the other two extremes.
And what do they sell? What products?
We have like many, right? Like beauty, furniture, jewelry, clothing, like literally everything, pets, stuff, like everything.
And in terms of clients, how many clients do you have on your platform that are using it every day?
Yeah, so this is the interesting thing. So we have been working on the ad targeting part for the 2 years of the company life. And then we decided, based on what we had been learning, that people are guessing and they don't know who to target in the first place and this. So we have decided to make a complete pivot. So we have 150 customers. We working on the ad targeting part. They're still using the ad targeting part. But now for the news, I would say Jarvis-like product. I don't know what we call it yet, but this new thing. We have 70 brands on the waiting list. 3 of them are already like got access, and the 70 we're giving them access in a week or 2 weeks from now.
Nice. Just so I can get an idea, what kind of data do you compile together? Like, where are they coming from? What are the apps that you're feeding into GoAudience?
So we pull from Shopify order data, from Clayview email data, from the loyalty app, from the subscriptions app, from the reviews app, from Meta, from TikTok. We get all this data from those 7 platforms, and from there we build the information. We start enriching data that also the brand doesn't have. For the brand, for them, they have a customer is a name, email, and address. This is what you get when you place an order. We are able to tell them for every single customer their age, their gender, are they married, do they have kids, how many kids, what's their job, what's their salary, what's their education, what car they drive, like all those kind of things. And based on that, we can understand, okay, like who are your customers, who we should be targeting, should we get more of this, should we get more of that. So we put like a layer of like personalization that the brand also doesn't have this data. So this is something that we add to the brand.
Yeah, so you're giving the brand a lot of eyes of some things that they didn't really see before.
An eye and a brain and a plan. Like we're giving them a plan actually. So.
And so how long have you guys been building this? So, because you told me, you went through a lot of different phases. What's the current phase? What is the next phase?
Yeah, the current phase is now we are moving from the ad targeting feature only that we had live for like 2 years with more than 100 customers into the full brain, because targeting will be part of it. So this can be like a small part of what this brain can do. So we're moving into this section completely. And the goal is to offer like this, like it will be like your one more team member, growth team member, or marketing team member who, again, doesn't forget, doesn't sleep, and act on all your customers at once. So this is the product.
And when you said ad targeting, so your focus is to understand the user from the moment they click on an ad. Is that where you start interacting with the user? Why is the focus on ads?
Even before that, the focus was on ads at the start because the marketplace problem that we had when the ad targeting was influenced by the privacy act of Apple. So this is when we decided to build a product to solve this problem. And the whole idea was like, okay, let's get the credit card transactions of everyone in the US. And if we know who spends on what, we can then build audiences. Let's say you want to target, you sell sports clothes. So I can tell you who has a gym subscription now in your area and who has this, people that you even don't know, and put the ad in front of them. So this was the product.
That's a bit dangerous.
But believe me, it's fully privacy compliant. Like you cannot know who this person is. You cannot know who this person is, but you can send them an ad. So this is the thing. Yeah.
That's funny. It's like this person has a gym membership. They just recently bought protein. They recently bought this, and you're selling like gym clothes. They're highly likely to also buy gym clothes. So we don't know who they are, but here we go. Here's an ad.
Exactly. So this is actually how it works. And we had like 2 years, and this is how we actually got into Techstars with this product. We raised our pre-seed with this product and everything. But then we found that even if I give you this data of like who to target, it's still a surface level problem. Like you targeted the people, what to do next? Like, okay, you still don't know them. You don't know anything about them. You don't know who is buying from you, who is a good customer, who is a bad customer. All this information is missing from the brand. Why? Because the data is scattered across 7 platforms. Most probably there are 2 or 3 different people in the team who are using those platforms, so they are not even synced. So everything gets lost. So the idea was one brain gets all this knowledge, gets everything, and then it takes the decisions. It tells you, this is what we need to do next based on the data that they have.
Yeah, makes sense. And what's next for GoAudience? What are you building towards versus like what you have today?
Yeah,
I'm sure you've thought about this. I'm sure you drew something crazy. Give me an idea for what this could be.
No, literally, like the vision to have like a range JARVIS. Like this is actually the vision. Like you come in the morning, it's like welcomes you. It tells you like, hey, this is what happened. I took those decisions. I did those things.
Does it make you coffee? It doesn't make you coffee.
No, we will not get into the service part of it.
It doesn't make you any coffee. But okay, you wake up, it tells you.
It will save you time that you can do your own coffee. Like, okay, instead of working, go make coffee, go eat, go do something, and that will do the work for you.
Okay.
No, like the vision is 1 or 2 people can run the full marketing of $100 million brand or a 50. It will not be like a team of 5, 6 with 3 agencies with like traders. Literally 1 or 2 individuals with GoAudience will be able to run the whole marketing operation with like 3-4 hours of their day, even not like a full like working day. And they need to have the judgment, and GoAudience will be doing all the work.
Hmm. But that leaves them so much time. What are they going to do the rest of the day?
They can make coffee, eat, think, they come up with the creative ideas, because we don't do the creative part. Like AI will never
Yeah.
make like it can execute creatives, but it will never do the things that it will understand people and like build this something that has this like soul and like that reflects. So this is not something. So this is where the marketeer, like the human, is cannot be replaced in this part. You still need to come up with those things, but the AI can execute it in an extremely efficient way.
Yeah. I think a lot of people say, and I don't actually believe them. They always say, AI doesn't have empathy. It doesn't really understand, people. But I'm just like, with the rate that everything is going, we don't
Like
really.
sometimes it tells me like, you've been working too hard today, go have some sleep. I don't know. I want to keep working. Like, I'm not sleeping now. Like, just like stop it. Like I still have work to do.
Yeah. We're just coming up to the end of our call. Look, it's been amazing learning more about GoAudience. Where can people find you, Ahmed?
I'm in New York, and you can find me always on LinkedIn. So I live on LinkedIn half my day. So it's like Ahmed El Naggar, so on LinkedIn,
Perfect.
just like
Are you
very
guys
easy.
looking like what's your next hire? If you were to hire next, what would your next hire be?
It will be in engineering for sure. Like it will be applied AI or software engineering for sure. This is where
Okay,
we will be
perfect.
like adding more resources.
Amazing. Thanks a lot for your time, Ahmed. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure, man. Like really, Ramzi. Like it was great talking to you. And if you need anything from trends to data, I'm like happy to help.
From shrimp to building data companies, I'm your guy. I think I'm gonna make that a habit where I throw like a few keywords at the beginning of the call. All right. Bye bye.